Thanks so much for joining us here on your Friday at noon. A very wet start to the weekend, and we are in for a round of severe storms this evening. Meteorologist Matt Breland is tracking the timing of all of this. Matt.
That's right, Brooke. This has been the weather event that we've been waiting for all week, and that is going to really pack a punch as we head later on into the afternoon and into those evening hours. Another round of severe storms are going to be arriving, and they're going to include some strong winds. Hail is a possibility, along with a tornado threat. So, of course, the best ways to receive warnings and all the latest forecast details are going to be by downloading the free WHAS app. Just scan this QR code that you see on your screen right here. That way you can receive all of our latest alerts. Here's what's happening right now, though. You'll notice these showers and storms still gathered a bit farther off towards our south. Now, this was very active earlier this morning, but now a lot of that activity is starting to subside and dissolve its way farther off towards the east. But this does not mean that we're in the clear just yet. So we're still tracking a fair amount of storms that will be arriving. There are still a few watches in place. We do have this severe thunderstorm watch that's still around for some of our southeastern counties. This is until 12 p.m. Eastern time, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do have another severe thunderstorm watch issued later on into those evening hours. The level 4 out of 5 risk for severe weather is still very much in place, and that's because we're anticipating another line of severe storms that will be arriving as we head into our evening hours. So now that this first wave of showers has made its way farther towards the east, we're actually going to see a pop of sunshine. It's going to be kind of weird. As we head into the middle of the day, we're going to see some sunny skies and temperatures in those mid to upper 80s. But then quickly into our evening time by 7 p.m., that line of well-pronounced thunderstorms will begin to arrive across Kentuckiana, and it's going to really bring in some intense winds along with that hail threat and possible spin-up tornadoes. We're going to have all those details for you coming up here in just a few short minutes. Brooke.
Matt, thank you. Oldham County schools will release 2 hours early today due to the possibility of these storms. The district says it's erring on the side of caution to make sure all students are home and buses are off the roads before those storms hit. Having the WHAS11 app on hand today going to be very important as we bring you those updates on the timing of the storms and alerts on watches and warnings as they happen. You can download it now free in your phone's app store. We've been telling you all about the hours-long waits at Louisville driver's licensing branches for months now, thanks to the last-minute rush to get your real ID, along with a new law allowing 15-year-olds to get your driver's permits. The state is aiming to help through a special event tomorrow, letting teens come in for those tests. Our Clary Shaley and photojournalist Aspen Hester have the details.
It's a waste of time.
It's closing time at the Bowman Field Driver Licensing Regional Office, but now also in line, 15-year-olds.
Been here since noon today.
Excited 15-year-olds eager to drive, but they've inundated the lines. People in line outside of a still packed building.
And I have been here from 10 in the morning and it's already 4.
Staying hours to get their real ID or new learner's permit.
I didn't think it would be that long.
I had to tell them that I cannot work today because I am here the whole day.
Congestion and wait times continue at this branch, and people tell me they think it's because of the state law changing the permit age eligibility from 16 in Kentucky to 15.
Kentucky's transportation cabinet has been working to alleviate these issues. They've partnered with Kentucky State Police to offer 1,500 testing appointments at 20 locations in the state. And now brand new Saturday hours. 14 offices are open for full license services from 8 in the morning to 4 p.m. this Saturday, May 17th, walk-ins only.
Yeah, definitely that would help. I think it's overcrowded here.
I hope so, yeah. I mean, it should, so we'll see.
In effort to ease the load on licensing offices, while the demand for real IDs will continue since the deadline has now passed. At Bowman Field, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 on your side.
And we did check online this morning. As of 20 Kentucky locations open for testing tomorrow, only 3 still had available appointments. That's Independence in northern Kentucky, Pikeville, and Prestonsburg in eastern Kentucky. Make sure to bring proof of ID like a birth certificate and proof of social security number. You'll also need proof of residency like a bill or pay stub and proof of any name or gender change. Indiana is considering adding tolls to major highways. It's a bumpy ride on Indiana interstates, and finding money to fix them has gotten harder and harder. So lawmakers say they don't see another viable option other than adding tolls. Lawmakers said the gas tax, Indiana's primary source of road funding revenue, is just not cutting it anymore. The 2 roads most talked about, I-65 and I-70, all across the state. The governor, Mike Braun, said he is open to the idea. Violent crime in Louisville continues to trend down this year compared to last. That was the latest update from LMPD's Chief Paul Humphrey during his bi-weekly update. He noted homicides, non-deadly shootings, robberies, and carjackings are all down at least 30% from this time last year. Chief Humphrey also said overall violent crime is down 15% across the 5 focus areas highlighted there in the department's strategic plan. He credits part of this decline to some non-police work happening in those areas.
Public Works has cleared over 300,000 pounds of debris and trash off the streets of the SFI areas. And they've also added 6 more cameras for illegal dumping. As you know, we can prosecute people and seize their vehicles for illegal dumping in the city. And so that dedication of that is going to be critical to making sure that we clean up these areas and give people their neighborhoods back where they're proud to live and work.
Chief Humphrey also said the city has worked to get 90% of the street lights back on in those same areas and vacant homes boarded up. A Louisville Metro Corrections officer facing charges of assault and official misconduct this week after reportedly beating and tasing an inmate. Court documents said Chase Branson was transporting an inmate to a holding cell in the back of the jail when he shoved the inmate into a metal door. The inmate was handcuffed with his hands behind his back at the time, and according to court documents, once inside that cell, the inmate was placed face down on the floor and restrained by multiple officers. Branson allegedly tased the inmate in his back multiple times. Documents said the inmate was not resisting when he was shoved or tased. The incident was captured on surveillance video and several body cameras. Branson is expected in court in July. A statement from the jail said they are fully cooperating with the investigation, and Branson is on unpaid administrative leave. Kentucky Auditor Republican Allison Ball suing the Beshear administration, accusing them of interfering with her investigation into the kinship bill. In a lawsuit filed yesterday, Ball accused the Cabinet for Health and Family Services of refusing to hand over records needed to determine why this bill has not been implemented. The bipartisan kinship bill was passed in 2023, aiming to keep kids out of foster care. It was signed by Governor Andy Beshear, but has yet to be enacted because he says the legislature never funded it. But state Republicans believe there is funding available for this, and at a Tuesday hearing, the Cabinet asked for rate increases for the therapeutic foster care. Republican State Senator Julie Radke Adams of Louisville says this shows the administration can implement the kinship bill.
This is a joke. The Cabinet has full discretion to implement what they want to implement, as evidenced by what we have before us today. And the governor is not a dictator. He's not a king. He has to follow the law. And in this instance, he is not following the law.
Auditor Ball's lawsuit asked the court to declare the Cabinet must hand over the files she requested, and Beshear must do what it takes to execute laws with the funding he has.